Hello guys, welcome to the code patch. My name is Nick and this will be your 8th C++ programming tutorial. Now the previous tutorial was the assignment. I hope you guys did that, and if you didn't, it doesn't matter, so let's just continue on our way. So this video will be about loops. Now loops are very important in programming because they let us iterate an operation more times. So for example, if you wanted to print something 5 times, you would have to write cout 5 times, right? But with loops, we can only write it once and let it loop 5 times, and it would do that same operation 5 times. So let me just show you how this works. Now this video will be about the for loop, and we will learn other loops later, but for now let me just show you how for works. So let me show you the syntax. So you write for, and then you want to write int I equals 0. Now what this means, this I will be your counter. So you need a counter that can count from some value to some other value, and you want that counter to be to basically tell you how much times you want to iterate some operation. So for example, we want 10 times to iterate whatever we put into this for. So we're going to initialize our counter at 0, so it starts from 0. Then you want to put a semicolon and say that I is lesser or equal to 10. So this means it will start at 0 and count to 10. And after that you want to put another semicolon, and here in the third part of the for, you want to write an incrementer. Now incrementer is basically incrementing your counter, and what incrementing means, well, it basically means adding 1 to something. So when you say I increment this, you basically add 1 to it. And decrement is the opposite, and it basically subtracts by 1. So we can write like this, I equals, so let me just write here, we can say something like I equals I plus 1. So now each iteration is going to start from 0, go to 10, and in each iteration it's going to be incremented by 1. So there is an easier way to write this. So we can write it like this. It's not a mistake, but we have something like this that is called an incrementer. So this increments I by 1, and if you want to decrement it, you basically put minus minus. So I plus plus means that you are incrementing I by 1 in each iteration. So now you put curly brackets that marks the body of your for, just like int main has a body. So just like that, the for has its body, and just like if. So now you want to put what you want to iterate for 10 times in this for. So let's just let's just print this I 10 times and put it into a new line, right? So now when we run the program, it's going to be 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So what does this does, or what's happening here, is we have I that starts at 0, it goes to 10, and in each iteration it increases by 1. So we print out that counter basically here. So if we wanted to start from 2, for example, we're going to just put 2 here. And now when we run it again, right, it's going to go from 2 to 10. So we can also write it in another way, from 10 to 0. So how do we do that? Well, we basically say that I starts at 10 and counts until it's equals 0, right? So now when we wanna, but first we wanna we wanna decrement our counter. So it goes from 10, then minus is 9, then 8, then 7, then alright. So let's just now compile and run this. Alright, it's not going to write us anything. Why? Because we cannot put I is equal 0. It must be an greater or lesser value. So we're going to say just until I is greater than 0. So this second part of for basically means until. So until I is 0, you wanna decrement and print out I. So let's just now compile and run it, and it's going to give us 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and so on. So that is the way you write a for. So let's just take some value now, for example int a, and we wanna add 10 to a in every iteration. So let's say a plus 10. And now we're going to set it to go from 0 and until it's 10, and we want to increment it in every iteration. So let's just print it out. So let's just print out a and line. So let's just compile it and run it. Alright, we missed a semicolon here. Now, alright, it's going to give us some junk, alright, and that's why we didn't initialize this a. So it's going to just give us some trash that's left there in the memory. So we have to initialize this a to be 0, right? And let's now start it. Alright, so it's going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So you can see how these loops are useful. For example, if we wanted this a to increase 10 times, we will have to write basically this 10 times. So with loops, we can just put it inside it and say how many times we want to do it, and it's going to loop it through it and do this iteration, right? So that is why loops are very important, and you'll see we will be using these loops mostly in arrays, and we'll be doing arrays a little bit later. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.